You wanna get in?
Yeah, good, bro.
I'll pull a Mitch or some shit, man. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, Shalom, Shalom. All right, we would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kapadash. We also want to give double honors to our apostles, great millstone, Ruel. Peace and blessing to the house, David the elect. All right, and we got a GMS Mississippi count. All right, you take over from here, brother.
All right. Today we gonna go in the lesson. You gotta give up some to get some.
Yep.
So a lot of brothers have gave up their livelihood, their ambitions, their careers to get some. So now if you're not about to how about shy, if you're not about to giving up something for the Lord, you ain't about nothing. Cause the Lord sacrificed Himself for us. So how can you? So how you can give a little portion? Basically, this shit like we like job whatever. This is nothing. The Lord, Yahushua sacrificed Himself for us. So, come on, brothers. If you feel the way that you can't give nothing up for the Lord, hey, you in the wrong field. You in the wrong fucking field, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna be straight blunt and raw with y'all.
Yep.
You in the wrong fucking field.
Yep.
I got a precept.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, this is Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High.
By the mercies.
Yeah.
The mercy of the Most High.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
That's right. Your body is a sacrifice. You know, if you're sick, it's cold. It be cold outside. It's hot outside. If you're sick, and I know you're throwing up, you can't come out. I understand that. But if you can go down and teach the word of Yahushua, do it.
That's right.
Don't hide your abilities, or don't keep everything to yourself. Because it was in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. It said, if you're not warning the people with the gun, the blood is on your hand.
That's right. That's right.
The blood is on your hand. If you're not telling people what's going on, the blood is on your hand. If you keep your shit to yourself, the Lord gonna destroy you.
You got a double fucking life.
That's right.
You got a double life, man. That's gonna get exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
What they call it, a double agent.
That's right.
Double agent, man.
I got one more. Luke 17:10. So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded of you, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
That's our duty. And it was in Ecclesiastes. Do the whole man what?
Fear the Most High.
Fear the Most High, keep commandments. And guess what? To teach the word, that's a commandment.
Yep.
It's a commandment. You go out on the streets and the highways and byways to teach the word.
Yep.
That's a commandment.
And I just want to say, for clarity for brothers and sisters just coming in, a lot of brothers, you didn't count the cost when you first came in. And going back to Romans 13 or Romans 12, present your bodies a living sacrifice. When you came into this truth, you presented a sacrifice to the altar in the temple of Yahushua, and that sacrifice that you put to the altar was supposed to be your life. Your career, like you mentioned earlier, your careers, your ambitions. You had brothers that really had pursuits in America before they came into the knowledge. So when you came into this knowledge, you went to the temple spiritually and made an offering. You made an offering to Yahushua. But some of you brothers made the offerings of Cain. Right? You didn't offer your best fruit, man. You offer a little fruit basket, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
In the spirit, Okay.
This 1 Peter 2:5, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahushua.
Your call of duty.
Yep.
Your call of duty,
Call of duty.
is basically those spiritual sacrifices, right? Because your body is a sacrifice. So we give up these spiritual sacrifices by being consistent, being diligent, so on and so forth. Sacrifice goes back to the Hebrew what? Zabak, which means an offering. So you're offering up what? Your time, your youthfulness, all right, your mind, your body, all in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to receive what? Salvation.
Yep. Because, hey, let me get that right quick. You say your youthfulness, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because we were just quoting Ecclesiastes the 12th chapter. All right. It says, remember, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
That's right.
So to be a young man and to make a vow to give your life over to Yahweh Shema Shai, you went into the temple, to the altar, and made a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
You literally presented your body, your essence, a living sacrifice, your time, your energy,
That's right.
a sacrifice to Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yeah. That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I had a quick precept. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, but call to remember the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions.
Mm-hmm.
Partly while you were made a gazing stock by both reproaches and afflictions, and partly while you became companions of them that were so used. For you had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's what you do when you come into the knowledge, man. Your goods could be anything that's pertaining to your life, your career.
Mm-hmm.
All right, those little passions that you was trying to make a full-time career out of, man. Brothers could have been lawyers. Our brothers could have been engineers. Brothers could have worked offshore. All right, but they had to come into this knowledge fully. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Hebrews 10:34. For ye had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and enduring substance.
That's right.
All right. So that we make the sacrifice, but there's a return on that sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, and that return is your hopeful spot in the kingdom of heaven.
That's it, bro.
Your preeminence in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's why you had a precept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Hey, this is on Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 30. Wisdom that is hid and treasure that is hoarded up, what profit is in them both?
You gotta do the work.
You gotta do the work.
Yep.
You know, that wasted talent.
Yep.
You sitting on your talent, not doing nothing.
You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Just like, hey, I think you had brought up the point out the class last week. You was talking about how you had handles back in the day,
Yeah.
and now you ain't played basketball in a long period of time, and you lost it.
Lost it.
And it's the same thing with this truth.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be that beacon of light upon that hill.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And that's by this word, man. That's how we become illuminated.
That's
By
right.
you having your talents like that, that's like how about Shai, pretty much like the hell with you. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So that's like a slap in his face for all the things that he did for us. Just really as a whole nation. If you
Yeah.
think about it,
Yeah. Hey, verse 31. Better is he that hide his folly than a man that hide his wisdom.
And if you don't fully come into this truth, you don't fully dedicate yourself to this truth. All right, you're worse than a man that hides his folly.
That's right.
Hiding your wisdom, you hiding your talent. Going back to the parable,
Yeah.
and that's disrespectful, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, sometimes.
Hey, this Matthew 6:19. Lay not yourself treasures upon earth.
Yeah. What is laying yourself treasures on earth? You're building a 15-year plan, a 20-year plan for Babylon. Are you trying to start a career? All right, that'll keep you from teaching the word. All right. All right, let's land upon your self treasures on earth. Generational wealth. Treasures upon earth, man.
knowing that the dollar gonna collapse. You know what I'm saying? You still
Know
trying to
this,
stand up,
Yeah.
Like it's no wrong if you want to try to save money, but
Yeah.
you putting your spirit and all your heart into it. You know what I'm saying?
So you can't possibly hasten the days if you're making those type of investments in Babylon.
Yeah. And you're gonna eventually we're gonna have to receive the so-called Maxine in order to be able to operate within the system. So why in the world would you invest in something that you know that you see within the spirit
It's
is
sinking.
actually it's sinking,
It's sinking.
deteriorating. It doesn't make sense.
It's like applying for a job in a burning building.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you see the smoke,
Yeah.
you see the fire in the back always.
You're not even observing what's around you. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit.
Alright. It's where moth and rust do corrupt, and where the thief break.
Meaning what? This shit is temporal. All right,
Yep.
Esau's rulership is fucking dwindling. So it's it's temporal. All right, the only thing that is everlasting is the kingdom of heaven. So why invest your time, your spirit in something that's temporal?
Yeah. And if you do get the so-called riches in this society, why you want to have that type of wealth or so-called riches when you got to dwell with homosexuals, transgenders, pedophiles? You see how our people are straight deprived. You know, why you want to be, you just want to be the man. You see the rest of your people suffering. Things that sort.
And then surely, your money is going to be put on the RFID too.
Yeah. Yep.
So, hey, man,
It's a word where thieves break through and steal. Verse 20. But lay up yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, neither, and where thieves do not break through and steal.
Is everlasting.
You can't penetrate through that.
Yeah. Is everlasting.
You try to save money, you bury it, you get moth eaten.
Yeah.
Or you want to go the route by putting your money in a bank account,
Yeah.
they can be able to hack it.
Yeah, that's right.
Even with the Bitcoin system, they can be able to hack it, man.
you got different accountants. Hey, people are known for stealing celebrities' money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be.
That's right.
So if you put your mind in the music, making money, there your heart could be. Your heart not gonna be on your how about some shot. Your heart gonna be on what you love doing.
Yeah.
So basically, look, cut the bullshit. Either you love the Lord, or you don't love the Lord. That's all about. If you give us some for the Lord, you don't give enough for the Lord. That's it. To be honest with you, though, I'm be real with you though. You gotta give us something, get something.
That's right. Hey, this is the book of Luke 19:1. And Yahushua entered and passed through Jericho, and behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans and the rich. And he was rich. Verse 3. And he sought to see Yahushua who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him.
That shows his faith. He was a small man. And so basically he climbed a tree just to see or witness Yahushua.
Yep. For he was to pass that way. And when Yahushua came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. Verse 6. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be a guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Yahushua said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. So, so he gave up something, man, through the Spirit,
And you know what's so heavy? When you read the Gospel of John, you read the Gospel of Matthew, all right, it goes into the account how most of the disciples, they just immediately stopped what they were doing and followed Yahushua. They literally, like, there was a fisherman, all right, there was this, there was that, and they immediately just stopped what they were doing.
While they was at work.
While they was at work. That's a good point. And follow Yahushua. All right, but you got brothers, so-called brothers, all right, they don't want to stop what they were doing for Yahushua.
No.
All right? And when Yahushua walked the earth, that was the beginning of his kingdom. He was preparing the disciples and ultimately the nation of Israel for his kingdom.
That's right.
How much closer are we now?
Hey, since you said that, just to back you up, this is Matthew 10:6. And I started, Matthew 10:6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
See, hey, because he was already at the last beast. All right, he was already at the fourth beast. But now this is the extension of the fourth beast. All right, pursuing a prophecy. All right, so he was already at the beginning of the times. He was already at the end of the rulership of the Gentiles, man.
You know what? And just to back you up furthermore, Hebrews 1:2. Have in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
Hey, that's a lot of meat in that.
Yeah.
All right, but in these last days, so when Yahushua walked the earth, that was already the beginning of the end.
That's right.
Because you got to go back to the time of Adam, All right?
Mhm.
You had the Babylonian Empire,
Yeah.
you had the Egyptian Empire.
Yeah.
All right, then you had the King David, King Solomon.
Mhm.
Then on down you went to the time of the beast. You had the restart of the Babylonian, the Assyrian Empire,
Mhm.
the Medo-Persian Empire,
Mhm.
the Grecians, then the Romans.
Mhm.
So by the time Yahweh got here, he was at at the beginning of the fourth beast.
That's right.
So now we just at the end of that fourth beast.
Mhm.
You know?
I got some. Alright, this Matthew 4, I'm gonna start at 18. And Yahushua walked by the sea of Galilee, saw two brothers, Simon called Peter, and Andrew called Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for there were.
That proves that they were at work.
Mm-hmm,
So as Yahushua was passing them by, they were casting the net
mm-hmm.
into the sea. They were actually fishing. That was their occupation.
He said, for they were fishers.
They were fishers. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it wasn't like today where you could just fish in your downtime. You know, there was a land where there was a time where you had to eat off that your occupation.
Yeah.
Come. And verse 19, and he said to them, follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men.
Right.
Verse 20, and they straight away left their nets
And
and
they
followed him.
strayed away. They didn't have to contemplate amongst each other, or
Question
within
Yahushua.
themselves or question Yahushua. Straight away, that was the spirit upon them. Immediately, they dropped that net. When you go into the Greek, straight away means immediately. They dropped that shit and left.
Yeah, that's exactly, I looked up. That's right. That's exactly what it said too.
It's the reason why that was recorded.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. At Romans, what's that, 15 and 4? The things that,
Reading 4 times.
Yeah. That's right, I learned.
that's right. Hey, I got one. Did you have one something, Scott?
You got it.
Go ahead.
No, you-
Okay, hey, this is Colossians 4 and 4. Luke, the beloved physician, and Demas greet you. Now let's go to 2 Timothy 4 and 10. For demons have forsaken me, having loved this present world.
Hey man, fuck this present world. But Demas forsaking his mission because he was in love with that Greco-Roman Empire,
Mhm.
which was really the first America.
Mhm.
All right, it's the same spirit that we experience now, man.
Yeah.
He was infatuated with that
Same image.
same image.
It's just modified.
Yep.
And is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, and Titus unto Dalmatia. Now, when you go into the Greek for forsaken, it's
Strong's G 1459 Ekatalipo.
it means abandon, leave in straits, leave helpless, totally abandoned, to leave behind among, to leave surviving. So basically what happened, Demas got caught up with the affairs of that former world.
Mhm.
He got caught back into the world.
Yep.
He fell in love with the system, and therefore what happened? He left Apostle Paul.
Consumed of that
Yeah,
world.
that world consumed him. He didn't depart totally from a spiritual standpoint. And
Yeah.
therefore what happened? It sucked him back in. You know?
Yep. Like that jasmine weed,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I got some. I did 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
And see, that's what happened with Demas.
Mhm.
Demas kept that connection with the world,
Mhm.
and eventually it came back around.
Mhm.
It consumed him like that little leaven we talked about last night, and like that jasmine plant. If you want to break the jasmine plant down,
And back to jasmine. If you don't trim the jasmine, if you don't attend to that damn jasmine would take over bush, take over everything really. Hey, that shit even climb the walls if you don't trim or maintain it. That's what it does. And it's true. If you still, and like the person, that they can dip dab get out of it. Some brothers can't do that though.
Well, that's why it says, prove thy soul and thy life.
that's right.
And that which is evil for you, give not that unto it.
Mhm.
All things are not profitable for all men.
That's right.
So that's part of your walk to make an honest assessment of yourself and say, I can't even deal with that.
Yeah.
That's my weakness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be great in anything, You know, you have to give up something in order to receive something. You know, you see brothers such as the apostles trickling down to the elder Achim of Great Millstone. The reason why they go so hard because they're committed to the truth. They're always inside their spiritual gym. Now that doesn't mean that you can't have a life outside of this truth, but at the same time frame, it's supposed to be the truth's supposed to be your center. You know, so as you progress in this truth, you supposed to see elevation within you, within your spirit. You know, you've been in here 10 years, 5 years, 7, 8 years. If you can't come up with the concept for videos consistently, something is fucking wrong, man.
Right.
Point blank, period.
That's it.
You know?
I got a precept. Matthew 13:22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
That's right.
You know, so it's the care of this world, the deceitfulness of riches. All right, you have a plan, you have a desire to be rich here, man. You have a desire to be somebody, and that chokes the word. Because one of the requirements of coming into this truth is they had a mentality of the disciples. Just drop everything and follow your house shot.
Straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah.
This Ecclesiasticus 32:20. No, sorry, verse 20. All right, Ecclesiasticus 32 verse 20. Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall, and stumble not among the stones.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, you got it.
No, go not in the way where thou mayest fall. Hey, don't go into your weak spots. Don't go into a situation like if you used to smoke weed before you came into the knowledge. Don't be around Jason smoke weed. You know, because it's gonna draw something out of you. All right, go not the way where thou mayest fall. Even if you had a liberty. That's why the Most High gave us the book of Sirach, man, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, because it's beyond no law, no sin. A brother always has his argument, I ain't doing nothing wrong. And you know, it's not a sin. That means you never learned discretion. You never learned discernment, man. Some things are just harmful for you. It is not a sin.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
All right, this Matthew 19 verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we are forsaken all,
And we have forsaken all, man. All right?
and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that which ye have followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
And go ahead.
I mean,
bro.
for his name's sake.
Yep.
So your brother coming true. Do not think that in your mind that the Lord not gonna reward you. The Lord promised you. You do this for me, I'm gonna be with you. Your works is not going in vain. It's not. So brother, if you can't give up some bullshit in this world for the Lord, man, guess what? Man, I won't be around you.
No.
I don't. You can't give up something little for the Lord. I mean, Lord, sacrifice yourself for us, and you can't give a goddamn thing for Him. You still doing the shit you doing? Come on, man.
And the shit that JB infatuated with really be played out.
Shit bullshit.
It's bullshit. We at the end now, man.
That shit bullshit, bro.
Hey, just back you all up. Hey, Matthew 11:28. Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon
And
you.
it starts with this truth. Okay, because this truth leads what? Into the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls, for my yoke is easy.
Right, so this thing is easy. This light affliction is easy. Now you compare what we go through now, compared to the salvation, compared to the kingdom of heaven, which is what? Everlasting life. It's nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
This shit is nothing but a blink of an eye.
That's right.
For real.
You just think about what the apostles, what they endured, starting with 1980s and stuff like
30
that.
years.
Yeah. The prophecy wasn't moving like they were now, man.
Yeah.
So just think about the type of mindset they was in through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to be able to endure. when you see things in the news not really just happening like that.
That's right.
But now we in that time frame,
Yeah.
hey, everything's coming to pass, man.
Yeah.
Matthew 24th chapter, Luke the 21st chapter, we see all these things coming to pass.
So a brother contemplating on whether or not it's beneficial to stay in this truth, you gotta be fucking stupid.
Right.
And the Most High gonna kill you, man.
We're already out of there.
Everything you love, man, he's gonna strip from your black ass.
You
And may he do it.
You crucify your house out fresh.
Yeah, and he's not coming back in the
Yeah.
flesh again,
Yeah.
going back on that cross for your black
Yeah,
ass.
getting ridiculed, getting spit on, you know what I'm saying? Going through all that humiliation just for your black ass, you know what I'm
You
saying?
get beat like that.
Yeah.
So you gonna please your flesh for a
Right.
season.
Yeah, hey, since we saying that, you through
I
Chicago?
got
Yeah,
what you.
yeah, Matthew 11 and 30. So it says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Hey, this yoke, this burden, which is symbolic for the afflictions, the
Yeah.
persecutions, all for the namesake of Yahweh Shai, and what Jesus says, nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
And what Apostle Paul stated in the book of 1 Corinthians, I think, or 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, for our light afflictions, but for a moment.
That's right.
So it's like just a look, just like that, man.
Mhm.
You know?
And the proof on that, you'll be going through something, right? And in the middle of that time that's happening, it's like, man, this is just gonna last forever.
That's it.
Then when it's over,
Yeah.
it's like it never happened.
Exactly. But look what you received.
Yeah.
You grew your growth in the
Yeah.
spirit,
Yeah.
and then you received awareness
Yeah.
what you was weak in.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, this is Ecclesiasticus 18 and 30, and it states, go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
And your lust doesn't have to be something like a woman.
Yeah.
You can have a lust for the pleasures of this world in general.
Yeah.
You could just lust a certain lifestyle that you have to sacrifice in this truth, but you still lust that lifestyle, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because your lust is what? Your cravings,
Yeah.
anything
Desires.
you desire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And once you long for something and you put yourself in that situation, what's gonna happen? As soon as you get into it, now your appetite is bigger.
Yep.
Now you have that appetite of destruction.
Yep.
And now this lifestyle consumes you.
Yep.
All
We're
right?
just gonna take your time from the truth. Away from it,
Exactly.
you know?
Verse 31, if thou give yourself, Slaki, if thou give thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies that malign thee.
That's a part of that flesh fighting the spirit.
That's
man.
right.
You know, but you gotta be discerned in the spirit. Ask you how about Shem Shai. Hey, it says make requests unto him, man.
Mhm.
So make those petitions unto him, those prayers. If you know you're going off in a certain situation, you know you don't feel right in spirit. Hey, pray to you how about Shem Shai. Lead me in that right path, man. You don't think he's gonna do it if he see that you truly are trying to seek him? You know?
And Yahweh Shah is not going to come to you personally
Yeah.
and tell you, hey, don't do this and don't do that. He's going to come in the spirit within a counsel.
Yep.
What the scripture say in with 2 or 3
Again,
gather in my name, I am there. All right, so that is Yahweh Shah speaking. And then brothers in the truth, when brothers come to you, you know what I'm saying? Basically, hey, everybody's not emotional until they're in that fucking seat. So it's easy to say, well, I never do that, or I'm not gonna do this. But as soon as the spotlight is on you, you become emotional. You know, and that's wrong. That's a demon on you. When it's 2 or 3 brothers saying the same thing, that's the spirit of Yahushua exposing that demon on you. But you have to be spiritually aware to acknowledge it, man.
Oh. Yes, bro.
Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 21:13. The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life.
Mm-hmm.
And the counsel,
That's right.
the counsel is not to beat you down. It's to help you.
You know, you back up.
It's right. Help you like, brother. Oh man, damn, I need to do this. I need to do better. And they should help you back up. It's not to beat you down. It help you lift your spirit up, like, brother, I need to do this. You question yourself. Oh man, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Help you out though.
Your natural inclination of your flesh is to defend itself.
That's
right.
it. That's it.
So you in that hot seat, that's a natural inclination to defend yourself and make yourself seem righteous, deflect, throw it back on the
Justify.
brother. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, hey, just to back Chicago up, Ecclesiasticus 22 and verse 6, a tale out of season is as music in mourning, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time.
Never out of time, man. Because at the end of the day, it's building up your spirit, man. You becoming more perfect in the spirit as Yahweh Shai. Of course, we in this flesh, we're not gonna be like Yahweh Shai, But that should be your goal, to be perfected like Yahweh Shai, with that mindset.
You know, and Con, I just want to say this. You know, we have unity. We have brotherly love in the camp, but that's 50% of it. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin of this body is correction, is reproof. So like you have to expect that. You know,
and that's love right there in itself, man. Because you think about these people in the world that you so caught up into, and you know the fashion of this world. These people not gonna tell you the truth or what really what you need to do according to the spirit, man. So I'd rather be around some type of brothers have that same type of mindset as Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna give me the right correction, lead me to that right path, man. You know,
Because the brother telling you something to help you for keep you from leading to destruction. And that's what it is. And some of them take it, some of them don't, you know. But this whole lesson, bro, this whole lesson is, bro, you gotta give up something to get something. And all the brothers I see right in front of me, right beside me, they gave up with their passion to follow Yahweh Shai. The disciples did the same thing. They persecuted for speaking the name of Yahweh Shai. And guess what? We're gonna be persecuted too. We're gonna go through the same thing that the apostles went through. Apostle Hall, Apostle Greenlaw, they went through it. You know, and they got thrown in jail, right? And guess what? They probably come back to they guess what? They come around to them again. So if you follow Yahweh Shai, you're gonna be persecuted. You're gonna suffer.
And that was just a test trial.
That's right.
You know, and just look at the fruit after, you know, so they kept their faith in Yahweh Shai during that time of persecution, man. Look how this word has spread through the power of Yahweh Shai. Just by those men standing upon their faith, man. So how much more now in these last days?
Yeah. I got one. Ecclesiasticus 32:17. A simple man would not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will.
Going back to that justification, man. You know?
Yeah. Justification goes into the origin of justify, which means to make oneself right.
Yeah. And that's a spirit of a woman, if you think about it. You know, you talk to a woman, you have a conversation with about, you know, argument, and they never can admit their wrongs, man.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of brothers in that type of mindset, man.
Yeah, because women are like, you go through the manosphere. One thing that they constantly mention is women have no accountability.
That's true.
And every time you talk to a woman about her past, it was always her ex-husband's fault.
Yeah.
It was also her baby daddy's fault. Her ex-boyfriend's fault. It was always something wrong with him.
It never her fault.
It was their fault. I was being a bitch. You never hear that. You know?
That's right. Verse 18. A man of counsel will be considerate.
And that's a quality you need to pray for. Before you start doing rash things under your own lust, call a brother. Hey, bro, I had this opportunity to present it to me. Like, what do you think of this? All right?
A man of counsel will be considerate, but a strange and proud man is not daunted with fear.
Yeah, you're a strange and proud man because you got your own thing going.
That's right.
Brothers don't know your whereabouts. You got a double life.
Exactly.
You don't want nobody to tell you no.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith and shit.
Right.
Even when of himself he have done without counsel, do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not. Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall.
Don't put yourself in, and that goes right into that right hand offend thee. Because offend means the cause of stumble.
That's right.
So don't put yourself in a
What
situation
that means?
to cause the stumble.
And stumble not among the stones.
Hey, that's heavy. So you should be in this truth long enough after a good year,
Yeah.
2 years, knowing like your weakness.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can't do that since I'm in the truth now.
Yeah.
If I go to this spot, although it's not technically a club, it's too much like a club.
Right.
I know too many people in here that's gonna draw out the old man.
That's right. I'm gonna say this too, Elder. If you're battling with the same demon, you're not growing. In this truth, you're supposed to battle with stronger demons.
Yep.
If you're playing a video game, you're not playing the same opponent the first and second and third and fourth round. Each round it gets harder. So if you're still fighting the same demon about 4 or 5 years ago, you're not growing. You know? Be not confident in a plain way.
Hey, be not confident in a plain way, man. All right, but Jake just has no fear. Right? Ultimately, when you lose that, I heard an elder say this in another account. When Jake lose the fear, that's when they start doing all type of crazy shit. And they start doing stupid shit because really, you don't have that fear in you.
That's right.
You know, it's easy to have that fear when you first wake up. What about 5 years later and your Lord and Savior ain't came back? 10 years later, your Lord and Savior ain't came back. So, you know, if you're not constantly renewing yourself in the Word, that can easily happen.
I got one, brothers.
Come on.
And the Colossians 3 and 9. Lie not one to another. See that you have put off the old man with his deeds, verse 10, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him.
You have to be born again.
That's right.
The image is Yahushua, because you become that creature within Yahushua after the process of being born again. So as you're born again, all them old demons supposed to wash away. You know what's the scripture when it talks about how that demon that left the house and when it came back and found it clean?
Yeah, right.
The reason why the house was clean because of the process of being born again. But now what happens, that demon brings seven other demons, and now this state of you is worse than the former state because now it's more demons on you.
Yo. Brother, precept.
Yeah, man, I just want, man, like back again, the title, bro. But you got to give up something, man.
That's the reality.
That's
man,
it.
man, that shit, and I said thing about how Yahushua died for us, gave himself up for the sins of his people, and you can't do shit.
You can't give up a little measly occupation, a little measly habit.
And the brother made a good point. 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that though he was rich,
He was into that carpenter business, man. And that was a wealthy type of trade back then.
Okay.
You know?
yet for your sakes he became poor.
For the elect's sake, man.
He gave up that lifestyle.
That's right.
That ye through his poverty might be rich.
That's right.
What he say about the foxes have a place to go?
Yeah.
But the Son of Man, goddamn it.
Come. And the brother in North Carolina, he played NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what did he do?
Yeah.
He gave that shit up.
Gave it up.
To follow Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Apostle did the brother John, they did the same thing. They stopped what they doing and start following Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Because you listen to the apostles and the level they on spiritually, they could have easily been like CEOs and they could have been really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you see it too.
Yeah.
I got a precept, Hebrews 11 and 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
So what did Moses do in a nutshell? He gave up that lifestyle. So, hey, brothers, we're not doing nothing Yahushua didn't do. Okay, he's not requiring nothing from us he didn't go through. Okay, Moses did it as well. The apostles did it. And before they became apostles, they were disciples. They gave up something. In order to be great, in order to be somebody in the kingdom of heaven, you have to forsake something, man. And that's why through the process of you forsaking it, you're going to get 100-fold.
It's 1 John 2 and 1. My little children, these things write unto you, that ye sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua the righteous.
So an advocate is somebody that works on your behalf.
Yep.
He's a mediator. Okay, go ahead.
And he is the propitiation for our sins.
Propitiation, that means what? Appeasement. Appeasement. Go ahead.
And not for ours only,
Right?
but also for the sins of the whole world.
Yeah, so Yahushua basically sacrificed himself within the will of the Most High. So basically the entire nation of Israel to be saved, beginning with the elect.
Yeah, and they were talking about the Israel.
Yeah, the cosmos.
That's right.
Goes to that orderly arrangement.
That's right.
That's right, bro.
So you other nation now, they talking about Israel.
That's right.
You know? And that's pretty much the point.
Yeah, bro.
You know, that's pretty much the point. You know, this is a brother, it was on the spirit, man. In order to receive something, you have to give up something.
That's right, bro.
That's the reality of it. You know, but with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bashim, Haroshai, Bashim, Harodash, Number honest once again to our apostles, great millstone well. Peace and blessing, house David the elect. A Bible ball.
Bible ball.
From that Charlotte.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Water, brother. The water.
Good for you.
Man.